We have a call. Let's take Bernard from Bellflower. Welcome to Clean Radio, Bernard.
Oh, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Where's Bellflower?
It's like 10 minutes away.
Bellflower is near Norwalk. I don't know if you know where Norwalk, near Paramount.
Yeah.
Yeah, around that area. And I'm from Brooklyn, New York, which is...
Hey, you're my brother from Brooklyn, Bernard.
Yeah, I recognize your voice from that area. Well, what it is, maybe I can contribute something to your younger listeners. Like, I was 14 years old when I started to drink. And, the crowd I ran around with, we went to the park, and we drank in the park, smoked some dope, some marijuana, got high a lot, and then got into gang fights. But the main thing, I think, the reason it was because there was lack of direction, number one, which is what a lot of young teenagers are going through now, and a lack of confidence around your peer group. That's another thing I think was with me. And then there was a bunch of other things. But I drank when I was 14 years old till I was about 25 years old. And then I finally decided to give up smoking, and I decided to give up drinking. And I had my own way of doing it. I gave it up, both of them. And now I have an aversion to both of them, both drinking and smoking.
But you called about your grandson.
Oh, yeah. My grandson now is, for lack of a better word, a pothead. And the reason it is, my daughter married into this family. All of them smoke pot.
Right.
And by extension, my grandson, 16 years old, is now smoking pot and drinking. And addicted to computer shows like Whose Line Is It Anyway? And, with all that inane laughing that seems to go along with smoking pot.
Yeah, bad.
The thing that I recognize in him at 16 what I was at 16.
Mm-hmm.
And the course he's going to have to go through if there's no intervention. And I think my daughter is not sufficiently motivated.
Well, because she's a pothead.
Well, yeah, and so is her husband.
Right, which in really that's lack of motivation. I mean, it's smoking pot takes away, and this isn't the pot. Just so people out there that know, we're talking to Bernard, who's talking about his grandson being a pothead. The pot today is about 40% more potent than it was in the 60s.
But I think it's important to also say that the parents are parents and adults, and they can make their own choices as to whether they want to drink alcohol, smoke pot,
but he's
smoke
16.
cigarettes. Mm-hmm. But it's not necessarily the best choice for him. But you've gone through this, Bernard. So what have you talked to him? What does he say to you?
Well, he doesn't say much to me because it's escalating to the point where it was just like if he had a tooth pulled out, he would smoke a joint, and it would take away the pain. And now it's escalated to the point where he does it as a routine.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't have much to say because if I intervene, what happens is, and probably would have happened when I was young, is that there's animosity that arises, and then anger after that, and then a shutdown, and then all that stuff that goes together with anger and animosity after one tries to intervene without sufficient knowledge.
But I think it goes so much deeper than that, Bernard. Obviously there are issues in the family. He's watching his mother that's a pothead, his father that's a pothead.
Let me just correct you. His mother is constantly working to support the family, where the husband sits around and drinks and, love being blind.
Right. So that's where the animus is coming from, Bernard. It's not coming from you and talking to him.
Well, have you shared your story with him?
No, but, I haven't really had the opportunity to do so because I don't live there. I live, maybe 50, 60 miles away, and I don't see them that often.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you, Bernard, I'm going to give you a suggestion, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you buy concert tickets? Buy, take them to Disneyland. Do something with him.
Disneyland.
Or, somewhere.
Dodger game?
Take him to a Dodger game. Take him to... There's nothing... I bet... listen, I'm not going to say this 100%, but there's nothing that's more cool than a grandfather taking his grandson to something. And even if it's just building up that rapport for that one moment, he'll know he's loved because I'm sure he's lacking that at the house.
Well, that's not fair.
Well, the love is there, but it's not there constantly because my daughter is constantly working.
See, I was right.
Yeah.
But that's my best suggestion to you, Bernard, is get tickets to something, and say, hey, we're going to this. I'd like to take you to this thing, and when you go, don't talk about you don't have to talk about anything. You're just there to have fun. Is that decent advice?
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I think that sounds great.
Every once in a while, I come up with a gem, Bernard.
I think it's a goodie.
Yeah, it's because you're from Brooklyn, Bernard, and I'm from Brooklyn.
Go spend some time with him.
Give him a call or text him. Bernard, can you call back the show next week because we're running out of time, and let us know?
Right. I'll give you a call and I'll see if I can get a hold of him and if he's willing to take off because I'm an old fuddy.
Yeah, it's all good, Bernard. Even if it's just calling him up and saying, "Hey, let's go get some ice cream."
Yeah, I'm 73 years old, and there's quite a difference in the generation.
Yeah, but Bernard, as messed up as I was at 16, when my grandfather would say, "Hey, let's go do something," I would go do it because he was my grandfather.
Yep, we all
as
would.
crazy as I was, and I always knew I had an ally.
Yeah,
Well,
he needs an ally right now.
Yeah, he needs an ally, Bernard, and I nominate you.
All right, I'm there.
Okay,
Yay.
we'll talk next week, Bernard.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bernard.
Are you struggling with an addiction that's ruining your life? Want to have a confidential conversation with a professional that will immediately assist you? Do you suspect a loved one is abusing drugs and would like a free drug testing kit and consultation? Clean Treatment Center is standing by right now to help those with addictions and the people who care about them. Call 888-601-6040. That's 888-601-6040. Or go to Clean Treatment Center, that's clean with a K, cleantreatmentcenter.com.